In this video, we're going to give you a big update on this winter storm that's going to bring major ice from Kansas to the Ohio River, severe weather down in the south, as well as some big time snow amounts across the Midwest. Before we get into this, make sure to go down below and subscribe so you won't miss a single one of my future videos on storms like these. Now, looking at current warnings, watches, and advisories. This is current at about 3 p.m. Central Time. You can see we have a lot of purples, pinks, and reds on this map, and that is in the area of this winter storm. You can see we have blizzard warnings that are currently being issued in much of central Kansas, northeastern Kansas, going to northwestern Missouri. That includes Kansas City. We're expecting blizzard conditions within the next 16 hours to begin there for tomorrow. In those winter storm warnings, we are expecting around 12 inches of snow throughout much of these winter storm warnings. But in all these winter storm warnings, you're going to see differentiating snowfall amounts depending on where you are. And we'll look at that again. We will look at those snowfall amounts towards the end of the video. In these deep purple colors, you can see down here, and this includes areas of the Ohio River going to southern Missouri, Kentucky, southern Illinois. These are ice storm warnings. So this is where you're expecting very, very hazardous ice storm conditions, and this will lead to power outages, very dangerous traveling, as well as trees, power lines coming down from the weight of the ice. And then finally, in these lighter purple colors, these are all winter weather advisories. So these are areas which will be impacted by this storm with winter weather, which could be snow, it could be ice. You're mainly going to see ice in these areas or a mix of rain and snow. While up here, you're seeing winter weather advisories, and you're only going to see a little bit of snow from this storm. Now, let's see how this storm progresses. From the current conditions, as you can see, we're seeing some current freezing rain over Kansas, Missouri, Kansas City area. You're seeing some occasional snow across Missouri and Nebraska as well. And as we move forward throughout the day today, you get to around 7 p.m. Central Time, and this is where you're starting to see that snow become more widespread across Missouri and Nebraska. And that freezing rain will continue across Kansas and Missouri. The Kansas City area is expected to see freezing rain and snow. We head throughout this evening, so around 11 p.m., and this is when the storm really starts to kick off. You can see the low pressure there of this storm. So this is going to bring severe weather down here in the south, as well as much of the snow starting to reach into more of Illinois around 11 p.m. tonight. And then we're moving forward a little more. This is 2 a.m. tomorrow, and we're starting to see some heavy snow on the backside. You're still seeing that freezing rain throughout this area of Kansas and Missouri, and this will generally move eastward slowly throughout the morning hours of tomorrow. We get to around 3 a.m. You're seeing a lot of mixed precipitation and, of course, that freezing rain. And you're seeing a lot of heavy snow on this backside. Kansas is going to see that freezing rain, and then they're going to see very heavy snowfall amounts coming in the early morning hours of Sunday. And then we get to around 6 a.m. Sunday when when people start to wake up. You can see we just have a large swath of this heavy snowfall that's going over Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois. This could be over an inch per hour with some of these readings. And then we get to around 9 a.m., so 3 hours, and you're still seeing freezing rain across much of Missouri and Kansas. This is finally starting to move into Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and it actually looks like some of these areas in the Ohio River Valley could be seeing snow first before they see freezing rain. And this is because of how this warm front is going to be positioned. Is this warm front is going to be about right here. This is going to be moving eastward. So there's actually going to be cold enough air. You're going to see snow before you see freezing rain across the Ohio River. But let's move forward even more to around lunchtime, 12 p.m. Sunday. You could see we have that large swath of snow continuing over these northern Missouri areas, central Illinois, going across central Indiana, going into Ohio now, midday of Sunday, 2 p.m. earlier in the afternoon. We're starting to see some increasing heavy freezing rain across southern Illinois, southern Missouri, southern Indiana. So Evansville, Indiana, could be definitely seeing much of those bigger impacts from this ice storm. And then we're heading into the later afternoon of Sunday, 5 p.m. So around sunset, you're still seeing a lot of heavy snow and heavier snow continuing to pile on Indiana, southern Ohio, now going into western Virginia and Virginia. And this snow finally starts to exit the area of Kansas in the evening hours of Sunday. And then Ohio and Indiana really start to see some very heavy snowfall rates. So near an inch per hour. You're going to see some windy conditions in some areas, which could cause those blizzard conditions as well. And then we're going to have a backside of the storm, which is going to bring even more of those freezing rain conditions. This is going to be 12 a.m. Monday, and you're seeing that backside of that storm, which is bringing more snow. And we're seeing some heavier snowfall rates starting to pop up now for the mid-Atlantic. And once again, while this is all going on Sunday, you're going to have some severe weather down here in the south. Line of storms, which could produce tornadoes and strong winds. And that swath of snow is just going to go throughout the mid-Atlantic and bring some snow to areas like Pennsylvania and New Jersey, which those areas don't typically, especially in New Jersey, doesn't typically see a ton of snow in different areas of New Jersey. But the way the storm is positioned, it's not going to be going to the northeast. So New Jersey is going to see a decent amount of snow from this storm. Now, once again, highlighting those snowfall totals, and these have only increased since the past couple of videos I've made. And as you can see, according to the HRRR model, we have potentially upwards of 20 inches of snow across Kansas. Kansas City area could see upwards of 18 inches of snow as well. In these more magenta colors, you are going to see upwards of anywhere of 12 inches to 18 to 20 inches of snow, as these models are not depicting on exactly what this storm is going to do, but we have a good idea of what this storm is going to do. So these snowfall totals should be pretty close. Evansville area could be seeing, if you see this swath according to the HRRR model, just north of Evansville, Indiana, could be seeing a large amount of snow and upwards of 25 inches or more. And again, much of these magenta areas are going to see anywhere from 15 to 20 inches of snow. These more pinkish colors are going to see upwards of 12 inches, a foot of snow. Really, the northern part of the storm really does not have much snow anywhere northward of this line. And that kind of cuts off pretty much at that Missouri line. So northern Indiana could be seeing no snow from this storm, according to this model. Ohio looks to seeing near the Cleveland area, could be seeing a little bit of snow, but not much. But again, Cincinnati could be seeing quite a bit of snow from this. But again, that ice storm, that freezing rain line could be melting off some of this accumulating snow as well, because you're going to see that snow first, and then you're going to see rain in some of these areas across the Ohio River. So that could be melting off some snow as well. And then across the mid-Atlantic, again, those pinkish dark colors could be seeing an upwards of 6 to 10 inches of snow across some of those areas, with more of these blues being more 3 to 4 inches of snow. Like these areas are not likely to see snow, but maybe some snow on the backside. Mainly these areas will be seeing that mixed precipitation with snow and rain, with freezing rain combined, while that line of snow is going to be pretty much just above St. Louis. And with this storm, you are expecting to see a major ice storm as well. Very widespread ice amounts across Kansas, and this goes through central Missouri as well, which could be bringing some major ice storm impacts. This goes throughout much of southern Illinois, going throughout the Ohio River Valley. And again, some of these areas could be seeing a lot more ice than others. Nonetheless, ice is still very dangerous, especially on roads and trees. Power grids are definitely very threatened by ice storms. And this storm is going to be hitting in 24 hours from now for these areas across the Ohio River. So any of these areas are definitely going to be seeing big impacts from the storm, as ice storms are definitely pretty much the most dangerous part of the storm. And then comes those blizzard conditions, and then of course you're seeing that line of potential severe weather outbreak across the southern United States. And then finally, here's a severe weather outlook for tomorrow. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather across Louisiana, southeastern Arkansas. There's a little bit of Arkansas there, and Mississippi. We have a 10% chance for tornadoes tomorrow, and that 5% chance for tornadoes is a bit more widespread. So definitely a big chance for those tornadoes. 30% chance for wind. This is going to be a line of storm, so it's going to be some strong winds with this storm and not that much. We don't typically see a big chance for hail with these storms in the south during the winter time, but there's always a slight chance. But more that threat for damaging winds and tornadoes across the south. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to go down below and like the video. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer them before the storm hits. I'll finally share this video with any friends or family that might be impacted by this storm. This might be the winter storm of the season right here. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.